Hello friends, welcome back. In this session we are going to see the next set of 5 interesting questions. We start it here. What is BLEU score and how is it used in evaluating machine translation? BLEU is bilingual evaluation under study, and that's a metric used to evaluate quality of the machine translated text by comparing it with one or more reference translations. It measures precision of n-grams, normally up to 4 grams, between the candidate translation and reference translation. A better BLEU score, which will be typically on the scale of 0 to 1, indicates the machine translation output is very closer to human translation. Discuss the trade-off between the rule-based and machine learning-based approaches in NLP. Rule-based approaches heavily rely on the manually crafted rules to process text, thereby offering transparency and interpretability. But on the other side, this would extensively require domain knowledge. Machine learning approaches automatically learn patterns from the data, but it would certainly lack interpretability and may require large annotated dataset. A simple example is going to be handy here. A rule-based approach for named entity recognition might use pattern matching for specific entities like dates, simply like DD, MM, YY, YY. But on the other hand, machine learning approach would learn from annotated data to generalize across different contexts. How can you handle text classification with imbalanced classes? There are multiple techniques available for handling imbalanced classes. When you go ahead with imbalanced classes in text classification, we can use the methods like SMOT, SMOT, oversampling minority classes, or undersampling majority classes, or we can go ahead with ensemble methods, which are very common, like the boosting and bagging. When you go ahead in the sentiment analysis, where negative reviews are less frequent than positive reviews, adjusting the class weights appropriately will help the model learn from the minority class examples more effectively and efficiently. What are some techniques to improve performance of a sentiment analysis model? There are many techniques available again, but the frequently used techniques could be pre-trained word embeddings like word2vec or glove. You can even leverage the deep learning models, which are very simple and easy to use, like LSTM or BERT for contextual understanding. You can incorporate domain-specific lexicons or rules, and fine-tuning models on specific datasets to capture nuanced sentiments shall also be very helpful. We can fine-tune a BERT model, particularly for an example on a customer review in a specific industry like hospitality, to capture domain-specific sentiment nuances. Finally, how would you build a chatbot using NLP techniques? It is not a straightforward thing. We have a lot of steps to do. Building a chatbot involves multiple steps like natural language understanding, which can be done using techniques as intent classification and entity recognition. And then comes the dialogue management using frameworks like the dialogue flow. And then finally, you have to go with natural language generation, NLG, to generate appropriate responses based on the user input. A travel chatbot can be taken as a consideration here, and one can use NLU to understand the intent of the user. So what's the intent all about? Booking a ticket, booking a flight ticket, booking a hotel room, find a hotel room, and then we can go ahead with NLG to generate responses providing relevant options based on the user preferences. Thank you very much for following the channel and the content. If you like the content, kindly subscribe. I'll come back with next 5 questions shortly.